Welcome back to the Mobius podcast, where we talk about mostly Sonic comics, but for them, it's the overall concept is just in general Sonic discussion.
Yes.
This time we're talking about an slightly older arc. It's earlier this year.
It came out right before Worlds Unite.
If only they hadn't made the names so damn similar.
Yeah.
But Champions, the very necessary adaptation of Sonic the Fighters.
I like it.
Well, yeah, it's good. It wasn't really necessary. It's basically
I think
it's me joking at this point.
Yeah. I think one of the main reasons I really like this arc is because it reminds me of one of my favorite chapters in Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, the Glitz Pit, where most of it is just fighting in a tournament arena like thing.
I still need to get back to Thousand Year Door.
Yes, you do.
I don't even remember where I left off. I know I've done more than this, but the last thing I remember doing was beating Hooktail.
You should get on it because Thousand Year Door is amazing.
It is a good game. I also need to play the first one. The first Paper Mario is the only one in the series I haven't played yet.
But that's not Sonic, that's Mario. Let's get back to Sonic.
As always, brief plot synopsis. It's going to be really quick because there's not a whole lot of story that happens in this particular issue.
Yes.
So it starts off with a fusion of an episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and one part of the Sonic 2 Game Gear game.
Just the Sonic 2 Game Gear game in general.
Yeah.
Fun fact, apparently the Game Gear game is kind of canon and comes before the actual Genesis game.
Yeah, it's still a little iffy on where exactly it fits in. We just know that it's before the Genesis one.
Yeah.
But the flashback really only serves to establish that, yep, Breezy and Sonic knew each other.
It's one of those things where Breezy is, believe it or not, Breezy is a newcomer to the comics, and here they're just quickly showcasing her known past.
Yeah, one thing that Ian Flynn's been doing a lot lately is bringing back characters from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and giving them new backstories, which I'm fine with because that series introduced some odd characters.
Yeah.
Like Professor Von Schlemmer, who we saw in the Silver Age.
Go check out our previous video about it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Shameless self-promotion. Link on screen and in the description as well. So we cut back to Sky Patrol, where the Freedom Fighters see, I think it's supposed to be like an advertisement, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a pop-up ad kind of thing, advertising that Breezy is setting up a fighting tournament with the Chaos Emerald as the prize, because Chaos Emeralds are really, really easy to come across.
Also, it takes place in Casino Park from Sonic Heroes. I'm mentioning this because I love Sonic Heroes.
Da-da-da.
Yeah!
How Breezy got a hold of Casino Park will be explained later.
Yes. And as well as the Emerald. But so then all our heroes and our few villains gather around, get ready, just arrive and get ready for the tournament, and that's about it.
Yeah, everybody shows up. Metal Sonic starts getting on his way. He won't be a factor again until way later.
Spoilers, the final part.
Yeah, he doesn't. He shows up at the very end. And then we're left with the reveal that Knuckles is part of the roster, but he doesn't even know it because SBO snuck him in there.
Yes.
How you do that, I may never know, because you'd think, you'd have to do something to, like, confirm that somebody's going to be in the tournament, like send them a letter or something, or...
Well, I think it is shown that the guards are like, hey, Knuckles wasn't originally here, and then Breezy sees it, and she's like, you know what, keep it. Knuckles will get us money.
Oh yeah, I think they do that. Yeah, we don't directly reread these, at least I don't, before we do the video, so a lot of it is skimming through and what I remember off the top of my head. But this issue is a lot of setup, and it does the setup really, really well.
Oh, we forgot to mention, it introduces another newcomer, Honey the Cat.
Yeah, she technically never even showed up in the Sonic series.
Yeah, I mean, she's in the HD re-release from 2012, but that's about it.
The only game she officially appeared in before that was in Fighting Vipers. And even then,
really originates, this incarnation is just a reference, and we will see another Fighting Vipers reference later.
Yeah. But this issue is a lot of setup for what they're going to do just later in the arc and sort of later down the line in the actual book, and it does that really, really well. The only downside is that it feels like they could have put a little more into this issue, or at the very least cut down what we do see by a couple pages. But it's not a big complaint, it's just kind of a minor thing.
Yeah.
Plus, what had just wrapped up before that was the stuff with the Werehog and everybody getting attacked by Thunderbolt, so
Yes.
a slow catch your breath kind of thing was necessary.
Also, Rotor is suggesting that they steal the emerald.
Yeah, that's the one that, like, if I had an actual complaint, that would be it. Is that Rotor decides that Rotor suggests that they should just steal the Chaos Emerald because apparently Rotor's an asshole like that now.
Yes, he is.
Like, he does try to come up with a reason that she's connected to a lot of shady stuff, but still, she's not directly involved with it, at least not as far as anybody else knows.
It's like Rhoda coming into your house in the middle of the night, stealing your vacuum. Hey man, what are you doing? I need this to save the world.
It's necessary, don't question it, I need the parts.
He jumps out the window.
The fuck was that?
Hello, officers. A giant anthropomorphic purple walrus just jumped through my window, stealing my vacuum.
I'm sure he had a good reason. Did he say it was to save the world? Yes? Alright, never mind.
We can't do anything about that, sir. I'm sorry. Just wait for the walrus man to return it. Thank you and have a nice day.
I'm sure he will.
Righto, so...
And you really get the sense of the kind of light story here thanks to the art, which is done by Diana Skelly. She's a newcomer to the book as of this arc, and holy shit, it's good. It's good artwork.
Yes.
It gets the right balance of cartoony and serious, and the facial expressions are amazing. Probably the best example is actually right at the beginning after Sonic is recounting the story.
Yeah.
And he's got that really doofy expression.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, it takes sometimes the artwork in this issue in particular looks a little odd, but even just in the arc, Diana Skelly improves pretty heavily, so I can ignore it.
Yeah, it's just this art. This is a fresh breath of air. It's great.
Yeah. Characters are expressive, you get that the story isn't supposed to be too incredibly serious anyway, and you know what you're in for thanks to the artwork.
Yes, and then there's the covers.
Yep. The main one was done by... I can't remember who did the main cover.
Evan Stanley.
Yeah, Evan Stanley. How do I keep forgetting that? It's good, it's well drawn, and it'd catch your eye because of how bright it is, but there's a lot going on, possibly too much.
Yeah.
Although it's not like...
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's not a bad cover, and it at least lets you know what you're getting into, fighting tournament, which is not something the variant cover does.
It's just Breezy holding some cards.
Yeah, although the variant cover is the one that I actually have on my copy of the book, because I wanted to... I bought this cover simply because it's a John Gray cover that is good. John Gray worked on the book in the mid 2000s, right around the same time Ian Flynn started writing it. His art then was not very good.
But it has improved.
Yeah, after he stopped drawing the book regularly, he went on to he improved his art style and started working on stuff that more fit what he was doing. So
nowadays, I think he just mostly works on the off panels.
Yeah, he mostly does off panels. I think he still does a few things for Disney as well, and in their comics.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, most of the, you still see a little bit of old John Gray poking in the cover, but that's mainly on the Tails and Knuckles cards, and it's not that big a deal. The problem is just in the cover itself, not really telling you what you're getting into, aside from, hey, Breezy's in this!
Yeah, you remember Breezy? No? Alright.
Well, she existed, man. And she's in this book.
And now she exists again.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for our impressions on Champions 1.
Yeah. It starts off really well. It's a little slow, but it can be forgiven considering what had just finished happening with the Werehog and Thunderbolt and everything.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a chance to calm down before starts going crazy, because this was right after Champions they did Worlds Unite, so
Yeah.
it's a chance to slow down before everything goes insane again.
Yeah, it's a chance to slow down, have some fun while we're at it.
Yeah, and they do a good job, and they still do a good job setting up for Worlds Unite, which would happen right afterwards.
Yes.
So that's Champions Part 1. As once again, you'll find links to the last video on screen, as well as my Twitter and Chris's Twitter, because social media is amazing. And we'll see you. The next video we're going to do is Sonic number 279, which might actually be out by the time this video comes out. Maybe not, but we'll see.
Who knows?
And when we come back to the older arcs, we'll be looking at Sonic the Hedgehog number 269, Part 2 of Champions.
Yeah.
We will see you guys next time.
Yeah.